I hope just, take a nice little lie down, take a little seat, and prepare yourself, because you're going to learn things not only about vitamins in a way that aren't being done by any other manufacturer, that are created in no other way with the energy of the sun. And you have so many good things planned for us in this show.
Plus, I forget when I'm here because I get so involved in the shows, but what other company broadcasts or actually went to the lengths? We had to build this set on our factory floor. If we wanted to do these shows from the factory floor and have the factory functioning, we had to build this very unique sealed environment that has its own separate air supply. So we've done this because I want you to feel, as proud as I feel, I want you to feel equally secure about where you get your products from. And so we'll be doing a little walk around here a little bit later. We'll do a little tour, but we're right here that's where we do our bottling of the products. So it's an opportunity to see exactly where the bottles we're talking about now, they went down that line probably only about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And because all of the products we talk about have all been recently manufactured. And our Ultimate Eye we're talking about this evening was probably produced less than 30 days ago. Not probably, was produced less than 30 days ago.
Absolutely. As an aside, you also did it in part for the puppies, which you'll see more of. So, Well, anyway, they're the three amigos tonight.
And even this is a product that I put pretty much every day. I empty about 1/4 of a capsule of Ultimate Eye into both Lincoln and Marcel's food.
Oh, wow.
So, and eventually we'll have a little packet that you'll be able to open and very affordably provide it. And Lincoln heard his name, of course. He thinks, hey, buddy.
He's like, Daddy's talking to me.
Can you sit?
Daddy's talking.
Can I have a high five? Can I have the other side? Can you do a rounder? Can you sit? You're a good boy.
Oh, Andrew, he still looks like a puppy.
He's great.
I swear to you.
He's going to be 11, and he's just doing fantastic. He still runs all over the place with Marcel. So.
See, he's like you. He hasn't aged a day. So. All right, I'm not.
I wish I could say that. Yes.
I won't take up Colleen's bailiwick. I know you guys talk about.
Anybody could do the math. I started my company.
Right.
In September of 2019, it will be 40 years. So I started my company 40 years ago. So I'm not a spring chicken, but I do my best, and it's all about staying here as long as possible and doing it as gracefully as possible. So that's what I endeavor to do, and hopefully I assist you in doing that as well.
He does indeed. By the way, when we talk about Andrew's products, quite often we'll say they are see the difference, feel the difference products. I mean, certainly that pun would apply on this. It's a 4.6-star customer pick rating. Special savings, 6-pay flex pay on everything, which is remarkable. I mean, that makes everything almost like a little mini Today's Special. I mean, I don't know when that late breaking edition happened, but I'm happy to take advantage of it. So you choose the 30, the 60, the 180, and the 360, and these are huge, huge savings. And for anyone who has used this product like I do, I'm such a huge fan. I mean, for a lot of reasons. When we're all getting older, it's certainly better than the alternative, but I think our eyes in particular are taking maybe even more abuses in today's modern world than maybe in the past. I don't know about you, but you hear about that blue light. I wear, special computer glasses. We're on our phones. We're on our tablets. We're staring at screens all day.
And you could put, we're looking at these bright lights in a studio here. On your phone, you could put the blue light filter on your phone, which I recommend you doing. But our eyes are exposed to radiation over the course of our lifetime. We know that. I've been talking about that on television for about 30 years. I've been talking about it since I started my company. And lutein and zeaxanthin, I don't know of any other companies that started talking about lutein and zeaxanthin before we did. And lutein and zeaxanthin are the very carotenoids that I talked about them before we could even put them in a product, in fact, but they're the carotenoids that are the optical pigment in the retina of our eye, that they are a part of our visual system. So it's not that this is something that works on your eye and delivers benefits. This is something that's part of your eye working and part of your eye protecting itself. So it's part of your eye delivering clear, crisp vision to you. It's also part of your eye's system of protecting itself. And the body is a remarkable, miraculous design, and so many ingredients play those dual roles, that they're used for the function of that system, but then they're used to protect the system as well. CoQ10 is an example of that. So our Ultimate Eye product, what's most compelling about the reviews is that people actually, as Shannon started off, they see the difference. And even more than that, what's great about going to your optometrist or your ophthalmologist now, they really have opportunities to look in your eye and to take scans and take images of your eye, that they really get to see in detail the health of the tissue of your eye, especially key structures like the retina of your eye, the macular region of your eye. And that's the feedback we get, that when you deliver the optical pigments, when you deliver lutein and zeaxanthin, these protective compounds, when you deliver the anthocyanins I talked about earlier, your body knows what to do with them, concentrates them in the tissues where they're required, and delivers their protective benefits to your vision. And our vision, it's hard to, all of our senses are important, but it's hard to imagine any one of our senses being more important to us than our eyesight and vision. And it's so easy to protect it. It's impossible to protect it with the typical American diet. It's so easy to protect it with a product like this.
Indeed. I will tell you, I actually missed this when I was on Today's Special this last week. I had the nerve of taking vacation when you did it, and honestly, he's bringing it back, not only at a time of year. I think we think of this product in the summer, but the reality is our eyes get just as many abuses, yes, from technology, but that light glinting off that snow, and just the natural aging process. And even for things like night vision, for me, has been a big difference with this.
But also, what we often don't think about, in the winter, the sun spends more time lower in the sky.
Oh, that's true.
The days might be shorter, but the sun spends more time lower in the sky, which means it spends more time within our field of vision. And as you said, reflecting off snow and things like that. So it's a time of year we often focus on a product like this during summer, but you really have to focus on a product like this throughout the year. What I always say, if nothing else, a product like this should serve as a wake-up call to consume more green leafy vegetables, things like spinach, kale, even things like asparagus, even peas are a wonderful source of lutein and zeaxanthin. And things like blueberries, blackberries, cherries, raspberries, even strawberries, they're a source of anthocyanins. And anthocyanins are protective both to the tissues and structure in your eye, support night vision in your eye, also support healthy circulation to and from your eye. So that's basically, if it comes down to it, you don't have to be that brilliant to create a great product like this. You simply have to look at the requirements of the eye when it comes to the foods that we're not eating, and then take those natural ingredients as they exist in nature and put them in a product. And that's exactly what we did with this product. Those same ingredients are what you find in here.
In a way that no one else did. And just so you understand, this is one of our more limited inventory items for this special live remote broadcast that both Adam and I will be participating in. We're going to share the magic. We're going to do a behind-the-scenes tour. But definitely, when you see your size of choice, choose it while we have it available.
I'll open a capsule here quickly. They're small capsules, and if we could get real close to this, because you could appreciate what this product is. Because again, pure product, unlike every other product on the market, there's no additives. So what you see there, I'm not sure if it comes across, that's purple, but it looks like it's got like yellow powder in it.
Yeah.
So what it is, the purple are the anthocyanin containing berries. The gold color are those of the granules of lutein and zeaxanthin. So basically, because we don't use additives, and one of the reasons you're in a factory in Henderson, Nevada, in the high desert, in the low humidity, is so I could get powders like that, which normally aren't going to flow and cooperate. I could get powders like that into a little capsule like that. So that's, we're in the desert here, so we could make a broader range of products and continue to make them pure. The typical vitamin product has a long list of additional ingredients, inactive ingredients, additives, whatever you call them, things that have nothing to do with the benefits of the product. This product, you look at this chart here, and those are the beneficial ingredients in the product.
Oh, wow.
And there's no list of any other ingredient except the capsule. So, and again, as I was saying, even with my dogs, I take that capsule, I open it, I put about a quarter of the capsule in their food, and then I seal the capsule back up and I swallow the rest of it. I do the same with CoQ10, I do the same with glucosamine, but it's the same ingredients, and certainly with our dogs, their accelerated lifespan, the things and issues that I tend to talk about in terms of my products, which are all about quality of life and maintaining that quality of life over a quantity of years, we have to focus on it even more. And we know this with our dogs, with our pets that we love, because their lifespan is a bit more compressed than our own.
Well, and that's just it. As we often say, God helps those who help themselves and their pets. And we hope, if you are interested in getting this, remember, this is one of our more limited opportunities. So whatever size of choice you want, I would absolutely recommend that you do that now while your size is still available. These are not stunt workers. These are the real elves at work.
We don't hire stunt people, no.
No, exactly.
These are the folks who make the products. That's the bottom